Hi, my name is Emma White. I am the founder of Whitehouse Records. I'm also an artist and songwriter signed to Whitehouse Records. I launched the label in December of 2018. I initially started the label because I couldn't get a deal. I had been in town for a long time in Nashville. I'd been to LA and New York and everywhere, and kind of been on meeting after meeting, even just trying to get a publishing deal as a writer. And so many of the conversations that I was having in these meetings were not really based on feedback about my actual songs. It was more so about being a woman and how there wasn't really a lane for my songs. I just thought, okay, maybe the next meeting will be different. One specific publisher said, we don't need to teach you how to write a song. You know how to write a song and you're qualified, but we're not pitching female songs. So essentially, like, they weren't developing a lane for the female perspective, also assuming that I couldn't write for a guy. And so I had enough of those conversations that I just realized, like, there's a bigger thing going on, and if I don't find or create an opportunity for myself, I'm probably never gonna find the opportunity. So I realized I had to look outside of Nashville and the Nashville music industry, and I just started looking for business partners, and I, by the grace of God, found my business partners, and we started Whitehouse Records. I think a lot of what's missing in country specifically right now is that investment, both financially and an investment of time and nurturing the next generation of female talent. I think, I'm probably not the only person that ran into those conversations and wasn't able to find that beginning opportunity, because I think, like, people really need that initial opportunity to develop. And if you don't get it, like, if you're shut out from the very beginning, it's really hard to move up the ladder. And that's why they always say it's systemic, because it's this whole system that feeds itself. And if you never change what's happening at every point in it, then, like, change doesn't happen. So, you're seeing all these male artists on the radio for a reason. A lot of publishers or labels will tell you, like, well, we already have one girl, and why would we sign another? I was told that so many times. And friends of mine who actually were signed eventually, like, they were like, yeah, like, the spot opened up, basically. And so, that can't be the case, where you can't have two women at a company. That doesn't make any sense. And it's also 2020. There was just a study published, this study that said female artists only account for 10% of all radio play in country music. And a lot of the play that they get is actually shown to happen during overnights when people are asleep, which is crazy. I think a lot of people are afraid to talk about it and discuss it, but it's like, it doesn't have to be like a scary or vile or angry conversation. It just has to be like, well, what can we do to make it right? Because everyone that I talk to one-on-one, no one has ever said, we don't want women on radio. I think, like, their personal belief system is not, like, anti-women. I think it's just like, well, this is the way it is. Like, what am I supposed to do? And I think that now it has to be like, what are we going to do? Because at this point, it's like a difference between right and wrong, and shutting people out based on any part of their identity, like gender, race, religion, is obviously, like, we know what's right and what's wrong. I really would have loved to hear, like, what I could have worked on, rather than, hearing that I was qualified, knew how to write a song, and yet there was really nothing they could do. I don't know, it's just weird to hear that you're qualified to do something and people think you're good at it, but then there's this one factor that's standing in the way. And I don't know, you shouldn't ever have to hear that a part of you that you can't change is the thing standing in the way of something you're qualified to do. that you studied and worked hard at, you know, like just like the basic thing. You hope that you're just gonna meet the right person and the right champion, but like your odds should be better. I mean, Bobby Bones is always the first to like take a chance on a female artist and like highlight a song that he hears. And also Leslie Fram at CMT, like she just created this initiative called CMT Equal Play. They're giving 50% of their video airtime to women and men. I mean, there are so many writers and musicologists named Jada Watson, Marissa Moss. There's like a team of women on Twitter. If you just go on Twitter, you'll find them all. You should follow all these people, by the way. I think the biggest hurdles for women right now in the country music industry are finding their very initial opportunities to get heard and to even get in the door, to have a chance to write and to develop. I think the grassroots solution is not being afraid to discuss it, because I think a lot of people don't realize that it's happening. Until they see the numbers, they don't realize it. Until they see the studies, they don't realize it. But like when you're on the inside and you're going to meetings every day and getting told certain things, I think you're also afraid of upsetting people by being honest. But personally, I've just realized, like, if I never am honest, then how am I gonna help change things? If I never like call something out that's not right, or, you know, that's not gonna help anything. So it's scary, to be honest, I guess. But I think there needs to be an awareness about it and an openness to discussing it, that, you know, if you're a little uncomfortable, like, that's fine. You just have to be willing to discuss it.